Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world that we live in. So, all these women going missing. Seems like you can't go for a walk or a jog, walk your dog. You might go missing, and then something untoward might happen to you. Samantha Murphy in Australia went for a run, was murdered. Rachel Marin in Maryland, USA, went for a walk on a nature trail or a run, went to do her exercise, disappeared, was murdered. It just happens all the time. So today we're going to talk about a recent case. This lady has gone missing, went for a run, didn't come back. That's who we're going to talk about today. Let's chat. So please remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Thank you for everyone who's liked and subscribed my videos so far. Special thank you to my members as always. Thank you to everyone who's bought me a Ko-fi, sent me a PayPal, sent me a super sticker, or contributed to my channel in any way, shape or form. Thank you so much. So this is who we're going to talk about today in particular, but we are going to talk a little bit as well about Jack O'Sullivan at the end. But this is Arielle Valdes, and Arielle has gone missing in Florida. Something about Florida, isn't there? I feel like all the cases, or not all the cases, but a lot of the cases that we've done recently from the USA are Florida. You know, it just seems like we're always going there. But anyway, poor Arielle, I'm saying poor Arielle, I'm presuming she may be fine somewhere. But she's gone missing from Fort Myers in Florida. Let's have a look at that. Let's just have a look on the map where she's gone missing from. So here is Fort Myers. I don't know Florida. I've never been to Florida. I've got Tampa up there. I feel like I've been talking about it a lot lately, as I say, because of true crime, but I've never been there. Got Miami over the other side here. Orlando's up here. Kissimmee, that's where we've been. I know that name so well now because of requesting information on the Madeleine Soto case. You know, I've been in touch regularly with the Kissimmee law enforcement people, and they've sent me lots of information that probably tonight I'll be doing a live about some of it. You know, I had to have a few days off from Madeleine's case because I literally could not sleep thinking about Madeleine and what had happened to her and what she'd been through. And I just had to have a mental break from it. But tonight, maybe, because there's, you know, as always, there's a lot of things that I want to share with you and go through with you. So, okay, this is where we're talking about, Fort Myers. Now, I've got another map, which is more, yeah. If we go into it a little bit, we can see that this, hang on, this is where she lived. Arielle lived on this East Mariana Avenue, and she's gone out apparently for a jog, though there's a little bit of She wasn't only a jogger, Arielle. She liked to do marathons. I'm saying was. I shouldn't say was, because we don't know that anything untoward has happened to her yet. But she has been gone for a week now. She liked to do marathons, you know, so more than just a recreational jogger. She liked to do marathons, etc. So she was out, apparently, practically. I'm going to show you the last CCTV that was seen of her. But this is where she lived, on this avenue. And it's presumed that she came down here because she was last seen on CCTV. Let's see. Just about to cross the Edison Bridge. So you can see there's a lot of water. Honestly, I go cold when I see water. With these missing people now and then, there's water around like that. It just makes me feel, gives me chills, because there always seems to be water involved, doesn't there? But yeah, so she's come down from where she lived, ran up here, and the last CCTV, now it may not be the last CCTV that the police have of her. Remember, the police they do tend to drip feed CCTV, don't they? But it's the last CCTV that they have released of her, is as she's just come in here onto the Edison Bridge, and we're going to look at that in a moment. Whether that's relevant, why they haven't released any of her, because I presume that bridge has got CCTV all the way along it. But they've just released this last bit. Anyway, let's have a look now at the missing persons posters of her, or at least one anyway. Okay. So this is on Facebook, on Missing People in America. So Arielle, they're calling her Valdes. You know, they always do that, don't they? I think they do it deliberately to wind me up. I don't know. Left her residence on Wednesday, August the 28th. So that was last Wednesday. So it's not quite a week. So we're on Monday. Anyway, apparently she left on foot at approximately 6:30 p.m. to go for a run. She was last seen wearing a light-coloured hoodie sweater, gym shorts, and what appears to be black and white low-top Converse-style sneakers. Now, on another missing poster, it says she left without shoes. So, you know, it's turning into a bit of a mystery, you know, like complete mystery. Anyway, DOT footage captured the avid runner travelling SB. I don't know what travelling SB means. I wish they wouldn't use these. Anybody know what SB means? I'll come back to the chat in a minute, because I haven't said hello to anybody yet, but I'll come back to say hello. And if anybody knows what travelling SB means, is it south something? Anyway, on US 41 from Pondella Road in NFM by her neighbourhood at 6:45 p.m. that evening. Additionally, cameras captured her travelling SB. Has that got to be southbound, is it? Southbound towards the Edison Bridge shortly after 6:50 p.m. So, missing Arielle Valdes, location Lee County, Florida, last seen August the 28th, 2024, age now 21. She's only 21 years old, height 5'4", weight 100 pounds, I presume that is. If you have any information, please contact the Lee County Sheriff's Office, and it gives you the number. Or you can go onto their website, and she'll be on their website. Only people with official missing person reports with police departments are posted. You can view their database entry to view the source of the information, as well as find useful tools to help find the missing. Every missing person in our database is checked daily for updates. So here she is, missing Arielle Valdes. Now, this again is saying that she was last seen in the gym shorts, the black and white sneakers. But there's another missing poster that definitely says she wasn't wearing any shoes. And some people are saying that wasn't the last time she was seen, that she didn't go missing on a run. So, you know, it's all a bit mysterious and a bit contradictory at the moment. But this is the Lee County Sheriff's Office. This is what they're saying. Right, I'm going to come back to the chat and just say hello to everyone because I haven't said hello to people yet. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Annie. Hi, Chumba. Hi, BF. So now you're all chatting. Hi, Mia. Yes, southbound, Anna. Thank you, Annie. Just about. I honestly, I hate initials with a vengeance. I'm just not very good with them. Right, let me put a couple of. Yeah, let's have a look at these missing posters. I'm trying to think which one it was. There was definitely. Oh, it's been deleted. It's been deleted, that one. So maybe it was wrong then. That was it says this poster's been deleted. Just show that was a missing poster that was on. Was this missing poster? Anyway, let's see. Is there that one's about this one? So this is on Instagram. On Run Buddy, because they try and look after themselves, each other, don't they, runners? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that original post that said she had no shoes on. So look at this. Oh, content not available in your region. Maybe it was on Twitter that I saw it. No, so I don't know where I saw that original post. That I definitely saw a post that said she had no shoes on, and then people were sort of arguing about it and saying no, she was she didn't go missing when she's been seen after she went running. She went missing later on, you know. So there was all this, but maybe it was a load of rubbish, and maybe that's why it's been taken away. So as far officially. What it's saying officially is woman last seen on a run on August the 28th in Fort Myers. The family asked the community for help, and this is supposed to be the official last view of Arielle. Oh, that was there she is. Oh God, you can't just. So she's running onto that bridge. But they haven't released any CCTV of her going along the bridge or coming off it, or, you know, just running up here. She comes up, runs up there. There she is. And she's definitely got trainers on there. But all this water just makes me go cold, honestly, because the thing is, if she'd fallen off that bridge, or if somebody pushed her off, or if she jumped off, that would take some finding, wouldn't it? You know, it's... Anyway, we can't think about that. Let's hope that's not what's happened. Anyway, family members of a 21-year-old woman who has been missing for days after going running. Hi, Jojo. Are enlisting the community for help while authorities continue searching. Arielle Valdes was last seen around 6:45 p.m. on August the 28th, with video footage from the Florida Department of Transportation. That's that very brief video clip that we've just seen, that showed her running southbound on the US 41 from Pondella Road in North Fort Myers by her neighborhood. Additionally, cameras captured her going southbound towards the Edison Bridge. Oh no, this is the footage we've just seen. Shortly after 6:50. She went for a run Wednesday and was wearing a light-coloured hoodie, sweater, gym shorts, and what appears to be black and white high-top Converse-style sneakers. And there she is, Arielle, 21 years old, bless her. She is a Hispanic female, 5'4" and weighing 100 pounds. So there's nothing to her. You know, it just always makes me go cold, because, you know, if somebody was looking for a victim, you know, they pick sort of more petite victims, because just plain and simple, they're easier to abduct or easier to do things to. That is the cold truth about it. Quite often that's why people use children as victims, because it's easier. Simple as that. Anyway, she has brown hair and brown eyes. Her family posted on Facebook for the community to please keep looking for her. She's been having panic attacks as of very recently and has not been speaking much the last week. Now, this is another thing that people are saying. Did she have some mental health issues? Was she struggling generally with life? You know, I think we all struggle with life quite often, don't we? But, you know, let's hope it didn't get to a point where it got unbearable for her. We are worried she's been hiding and feeling like we will be mad at her. Anyway, since the initial post, the word is spreading on social media. Posts made by the family are being shared by various Facebook groups and individuals, from Cape Coral to Lehigh Acres to Gateway, as well as running groups in the region. Today, August the 31st, which of course was Saturday, a social media post was made asking people to meet at Terry Park in Fort Myers at 10:30, where a search party was going to be formed. Hi, David. Flyers have been made so they can be posted and handed out in the community, according to the Facebook post. Earlier, family said that Arielle has been training for a marathon and running long distances. So the family, this is the timeline according to the family when missing person Arielle Valdes was last seen. 28th of August, 6:30 p.m, Arielle left her home near 90th block of Mariana Avenue, North Fort Myers in Florida. 6:45, cameras spot her traveling southbound on US 41 from Pondella Road. 6:50 p.m, cameras spot her continuing southbound towards the Edison Bridge. Detectives are seeking information from anyone who is traveling in the aforementioned areas during these timeframes to gather any information that may help them with this case. Okay, so I'm going to have a little look on Twitter, because I'm thinking maybe it was Twitter that I saw the there's a few people that I follow on Twitter that I might have seen. Let's have a look. It might have been this information. Right, let's just have a look at this. So this is Jennifer Coffindaffer that I follow. She used to work in the FBI. She has a lot of interesting posts about true crime. That's why I follow her on Twitter. I'm just wondering. Yeah, here we go. This is where I saw it. Look. So Jennifer had posted below, where is Arielle Valdes? Below is the last time she was seen. She was jogging. I fear that something tragic happened. So the Lee, this is what I saw about the shoes. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is requesting the public's assistance in locating a missing endangered adult, Arielle Reyes Coutinho Valdes. Date of birth 29th of January 2003. Arielle is a white female with brown hair, 5'4", 100 pounds, with brown eyes. She was last seen leaving her home at the 90th block of Mariana Avenue in Norfolk Myers on August the 28th, around 6:30 p.m. on foot. She was wearing a beige hoodie, gym shorts, and no shoes. I knew I'd seen that somewhere, so I'm not sure about that. Why is it saying no shoes? Because in the other one, it's saying that she was wearing Converse trainers. So odd, isn't it? I think. Was she wearing shoes or wasn't she wearing shoes? Surely you can't go jogging with no shoes on. There's some more pictures here. That's a picture of her in a race. There's another, let's see, are there any more? Bless her. She's definitely got, if that's supposedly one of the last times she was seen, she's definitely got shoes on. Well, not shoes, but trainers. And there she is going on that bridge. As far as we know, that's the last time. Sorry, let me just, so this is Legacy. Someone. So Arielle's sister shared that she doesn't have her cell phone with her. She likes to run to disconnect and as a form of therapy. And she also left without her wallet. Her sister mentioned that law enforcement has not been helpful and isn't returning their calls. I know that they were angry because I saw on a Facebook post, they said that the police are just looking for a body. They're not going to enough, they're not trying hard enough to find her safe and well. She felt like the police were just looking for a body. I don't know. So there you go. Where is this girl? 21 years old. There are a few different. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Joanne. Sorry, not Yvonne, Joanne. Hi, Wesley. There are a few different alternatives. The thing is, when somebody goes missing, there are a few different alternatives, aren't there, that might have happened. They might have come to foul play. They might have had an accident. They might have they may have done something to themselves. Or they may just have ran away, just had enough, and it does happen, I'm sure. What happened to Arielle? Now, if she hasn't got a phone, that makes me feel that if she did have an accident, I mean, she could be in a hospital somewhere. We've got to think positive, haven't we? We've got to think positive that something may have happened to her. And because she hasn't got a phone with her, and if she didn't take her wallet either, was that right? She didn't take her wallet, so she wouldn't have had ID on her or anything. So there's always a possibility that she may be in hospital somewhere and they wouldn't have been able to identify her. That and that she's okay. Maybe she had an accident, but she's okay. But maybe she's unconscious and she's got no ID on her. So, That's a possibility. We've got to that's the best case possibility, really, isn't it? Now, I just feel that surely if what she had done was done something to herself and jumped off this bridge or whatever, surely the police would have CCTV of that. Surely CCTV all the way along this bridge, I would imagine. Don't you think? And maybe the police do have that, but they're just not talking about it. So just hope and pray that Arielle is found safe and well for her family. But it just seems it happens so often, doesn't it? Just happens so often, too often. Hi, Moonbeam. It happens too often, doesn't it? People go, women especially, but not only women. It seems to be all women or young men go out on a night out, disappear, go out for a jog or for a walk, or they go to walk their dog, or, you know, something very normal. You know, that is just, it's, you know, it seems to be common, doesn't it? Since I started covering these cases, it just seems to be so common. Who was the other lady? The British lady walking a dog in the pink jacket, Anita. She just took her dog for a walk and was found the next day sort of close to death, being banged over the head. You know, it's not on. It's just not on. Anyway, now I'll keep an eye on that case. That's all we know so far. You know, there may be, because it's nighttime in America at the moment. America wakes up, as far as Spain's concerned, around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So as soon as I hear any news, if I hear any news, obviously I will let you know in a community post. I've got classes. I've got Spanish classes later, so I won't be able to do a live or anything or do a video. But tonight, maybe, I've got classes till really quite late tonight, till 8 o'clock. But still might find time to do a live. I'm waiting for some news from Madeleine Soto case, the Madeleine Soto case. I've got a bunch of information already, but I'm waiting for some more to do a video about it all. That's what I'm planning to do tonight if I do a live. But now, I haven't finished yet. Don't go. I want to now this morning I released an update, if you like, or just a reminder video about Jack O'Sullivan. So of course, Jack O'Sullivan, he's been missing for 6 months now in Bristol in the UK. I released the video, just an update, I suppose you could call it, but there is no real new news, except there seems to be something going on about his phone. If you watch the video that I released this morning, his mum was on BBC this morning. I'm going to show that. I can show you that interview that she had, because someone very kindly actually recorded it, you know, by not the BBC, if you like, but recorded the telly of the interview. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. So there seems to be a little bit of, you feel like the police have got some information about Jack's phone, but they're not divulging what it is. So as I was saying in the interview this morning, when the police are investigating a missing person, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because even to the family, they cannot give out all the information that they have until it's been resolved. You know, if it comes to the day when, and if it comes to the day that Jack is found one way or another, then I'm sure all this information will come out. But while it's an ongoing investigation, you know, the police's hands are tied. We have to accept that. You know, they can't just go around, even to the family, which I know it's heartbreaking. It must be heartbreaking for Christine and the family you know, to not be able to get all the full information. But unfortunately, that's just one of those things. But let's have a look at the interview. So don't forget, so Jack was 22 years old. He's now 23. He's had a birthday since he's been missing. Let me just show this. Let me just share this. So don't forget to like, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Apparently 90% of people that watch YouTube videos are not subscribed to that particular channel. So please subscribe. It's absolutely free. Okay, let's watch this.
6 months ago today, 23-year-old Jack O'Sullivan went missing after leaving a house party in Bristol. Since then, his parents, Catherine and Alan, have desperately been searching for answers.
Despite an extensive investigation, which has included searches by air, land and water, as well as reviewing hundreds of hours of CCTV footage, police still don't know what happened to Jack. We'll speak to his mum in a moment, but first, Sophie Long has this report.
This is Jack O'Sullivan leaving home on the evening of Friday, the 1st of March. He's on his way.
Now, that's the first time I'd ever seen that CCTV of Jack leaving home. He's got to carry a bag. He's probably got some drinks in it because he was going to a party, wasn't he? So that is the first time that I've ever seen that. There's something else that, as I said, I don't know if it's true, but someone left a comment on my video, which saying that Jack had fallen at this party. I don't know if this is true. This is literally, and no offense to the person who left the comment. It's just not that I don't believe you. It's just I don't have any official confirmation of it. So I'm just relaying what somebody said on a comment on the video I made of Jack this morning. Said that Jack had fallen and banged his head at the party. I don't know if that's true or not, and his mum hasn't mentioned it as far as I know, but maybe he did, and maybe, because I did think he was walking a little bit strangely, but I don't know how Jack normally walks. So, and also if he'd had a drink, you know, on the CCTV I'm talking about, maybe he was a bit disorientated. You know, maybe if he had a fall and banged his head. Just looking at that scene, you know, that's just such a normal domestic scene, isn't it? You know, he's coming out, there's his cul-de-sac or wherever where he lived, all looks so ordinary. And Jack was never going to come back again, or he hasn't yet. He may in the future, hopefully he will. But 6 months, Jack has not come back up those steps to that house. Very sad.
To a house party in Bristol. We know Jack left that party just before 2 a.m, texted his mum and was trying to find a taxi. But 6 months later, he still hasn't made it home. This is the last confirmed sighting of Jack. He walked past a camera and onto this small grassy area. It's a piece of land his parents now know well. They believe they've spotted him on footage 10 minutes later and think he was...
Again, look, this is what just makes me go cold. All this water everywhere. You know, when people go missing near water, it's terrifying, isn't it? So there's a young lad just been found who I was about to do an appeal because BF, Blank Faces, she twittered me, X'd me, sent me a message telling me about this guy, John T, who had gone missing him. Let me just have a look at him. Bless him. Another young lad gone missing. And because I was planning on doing the update on Jack today, I said, I'll include him in that. Unfortunately, John T has been found. He was found at 5:15, or his body was found in the river. I think it's in the river. So this young lad, John T. Evans, Nantwich in the UK, disappeared. And it's not been formally identified, but police say they believe it is that of 16-year-old John T. Officers and search and rescue teams have been scouring areas in and around the River Weaver, another river, Nantwich Lake and the weir between Mill Island. John T went missing on Friday night around 11 p.m. and his bag was found on Mill Island on Saturday morning. So what happened to John T? So although they found him, we don't know what happened to him. Did he go in for a swim? Sometimes people do that. I believe it's been quite hot, hasn't it? Did he go in for a swim, or did he, do something to himself? Did he fall in? Was he pushed in? I mean, we don't know. So a Cheshire police spokesperson said at around 5:13 on Sunday, police searching the River Weaver near Riverside, Nantwich, as part of the inquiries into the report of a missing teenager, sadly found a body. While formal ID has not yet taken place, it's believed to be that of the 16-year-old boy who's been missing since the 30th of August, and his next of kin have been informed. So, yeah, rest in peace, John T. Fly free, John T. So sad, such a waste of a life, 16-year-old boy. 16. This is just, anyway, it's very distressing, isn't it? So the same for Jack O'Sullivan's family. A young man, 22 years old. He knew this area well. He knew this area like the back of his hand. This is where he lived. He'd been out many times, got taxis home, or sometimes his mum would go and pick him up. It's terrible. Just, where is he? Because nobody does disappear into thin air. At the end of the day, he is somewhere. Now, whether he's alive, deceased, he's somewhere. It's not easy to conceal a body. If foul play had happened to him, they normally do turn up, or clothes turn up, or belongings. But with Jack, there's been nothing.
Clifton and Hotwells.
Probably 15 or 20 minutes further on in the timeline, moves him to a different place with a different possible area of Bristol that he's moving into at a later time.
It's now 6 months since Jack was last seen, and life for his family so painfully stalled.
So there has been talk about vehicles in the area, hasn't there? So, it seems to me there's probably foul play involved. But then now knowing this, if it's true about him having a head injury, he could have become disorientated and fallen in the water. But nothing's been found. I just hope his mum and his dad and his brother, all the family, I just hope they get some sort of answers. Please God, not it go on and on and on for years and years with never knowing what's happened to him. Even if the worst thing has happened to him, it's got to be better than that.
During that time, he should have celebrated his 23rd birthday. His bedroom remains just as he left it.
Manchester United fan. Bless. Luke Shaw, very good player for England.
The investigation has also seen little movement.
Oh.
This is unusual. Within Avon and Somerset Constabulary, last year, we dealt with around 5,500 missing people reports.
5,500 missing people reports just in Avon and Somerset. Just one part of the country, just one part of a tiny country like Great Britain. Just, the more you look into this thing about missing people, how many people go missing? It's too many, but the majority of them do turn up. But not Jack, not yet anyway.
Majority of missing people are successfully found. That's why this case is so unusual that Jack has not been found. And 6 months on, while our search continues, it's important that the public know that and that they work with us. And if there is any information left out there, that they bring it to us to help us find Jack.
Where is Jack? What happened to him? The questions his family long to learn the answers to as they continue to count the days and desperately cling to hope. Sophie Long, BBC News.
Well, we're joined now by Jack's mum, Catherine, and by Paul Joseph, who's from the charity Missing People. Good morning to both of you. Catherine, 6 months exactly, isn't it? And we've heard about your campaign for information several times on the programme during that time. How are you doing as you reach this terrible milestone?
Yeah, it's an extraordinary situation. I mean, most of the time it doesn't feel like this is real. Even 6 months on, it hasn't quite sunk in because, our lives are, well, my life especially is completely stopped. I'm stuck on the 2nd of March and I'm finding it very difficult to move forward. But somehow we do as a family, we get ourselves up, showered, dressed and try and take on the day. But I'm finding that I'm having to become a detective or an investigator. And really, I just want to be Jack's mum. I don't want to do some of the things that we're having to do.
And so, yeah, this is what I always say. How do families that are going through this awful torment, as I say, worse when their loved one is missing, I think, than even when they find out what happened to them when it's a bad thing. But I think then at least you could maybe sleep knowing that they weren't being tortured in that moment or nothing bad was happening to them in that moment. I think when they're missing, you just don't know. You've got so many possibilities flowing through your head. How could you? I can't sleep thinking about Madeleine Soto, and she's not one of my family. So how it would be when it's actually your loved one and you don't know what's happened to them must be just awful. And I just wanted to, what you were just saying then, Moonbeam. So Moonbeam was saying that a lad in our area a few years ago took a wrong turn to the train station. Unfortunately, he was found in the canal and they think he slipped. People do fall in canals and things like that, especially if they've had a drink or they're disorientated for whatever reason. Remember Michael when he was, Michael Mosley in Greece, wasn't it? When the heat gets to you, you don't think straight. There's a lot of times that he didn't slip into water, but he took a wrong turning, so they think, don't they? And he just was, minutes from safety when he just succumbed to the hot weather and he probably had a heart attack or something like that. But this is what I mean. These things do happen. We can't sometimes, like with Jay Slater, and people say, no, there's no way Jay fell down there or did this. These things happen. They do happen. Just recently, just near me, a woman fell down the side of the shopping centre and died. Fell through a... Now, you would think, how on earth did she do that? How did she fall through, she must have been on the 2nd floor or whatever. In fact, I need to go there and have a look at it and try and work out how this could possibly have happened. So I've never noticed, I've been to that shopping centre a million times. I've never noticed anywhere where you could just fall down. But she did. Now, what she was doing there, how she ended up falling down there, nobody knows. But, at the end of the day, she did. So strange things do happen. You can't think that strange things don't happen because they do. Unfortunately, they happen all the time. And something strange might have happened to Jack that maybe wasn't foul play. But then again, it may have been foul play. Sorry, I've got carried away then. Let's put...
Here we are on BBC One right now with lots and lots of people watching. What is the message that you would like to give to people today? Is there anything that might be able to help you and your situation?
Well, we still continue to appeal for sightings or any of Jack's possessions to be found, because he literally has disappeared. He's vanished. And we struggle with that, because how could that be possible? We see vehicles going past him, we see ambulances, lorries, all sorts of activity. And also, I've seen a lot of the footage myself, and I know there are other people in the area during that time. So, we continue to ask if anybody has got even something that maybe they don't feel was relevant. A tiny item like that might make all the difference to us.
I live in Bristol, and I was driving through Bristol last night and I saw a great big electronic billboard with a picture of Jack and appealing for information. But I guess this is your opportunity to say to people right across the UK that they could have information too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I just looked that up, Moonbeam Ben. Here he is. Wakefield River bodies, missing teenager Ben Manning. So this was in 2011. And his body was recovered from the River Calder. So this is not unusual, is it? It feels like. Just maybe before, we never noticed these kind of things. 17 years old. He'd been to watch a friend's band in the Black Flag on Smythe Street before he disappeared. And, not being treated as suspicious. These things happen. It's very sad. Very, very, very sad. Anyway, let's go back to the interview.
We're focusing solely on the area that he was last seen. But since, you think anything could be possible, he could have travelled further afield, outside of Bristol and anywhere in the country. So I think my appeal really is to anybody, not just to the Bristol area.
Was there anything about his behaviour or his activity in the days or weeks beforehand that is a nagging doubt with you that might explain something?
No, not at all. If anything, I would have described Jack as being just coming into the prime of his life. He was is a really hard worker and really wanted to achieve. And he just got some...
See, she slipped into it there, into the past tense. It's so difficult after 6 months has gone by. And I expect it's sort of, in one way it's crawled past and another way it's flown past. I wonder how it feels to her. Does it feel like it's been 6 months, or maybe it feels like it's been 6 years? She must feel like it's been so long since she saw her son, and it seems like they had a really good relationship. So it's just so very sad.
Summer vacation opportunities with some law firms, and everything was really good. And also that evening, he messaged me, at 10 to 2 to tell me where he was and what time he thought he might come home, and said, don't wait up. I've got my keys and I'm going to get a taxi. So there's nothing there that was out of the ordinary at all.
And you mentioned, didn't you, that you get up, you shower, you get dressed, and you...
I expect Jack's mum has been through everything over and over again. Thought about examining the text, thought about everything over and over and over again. You sort of really, she must be just sitting around waiting for news, and then all the time it's clicking through her head if she missed anything. But I think it's important what she's saying now about, it's possible that if it has been foul play, that somebody could have taken his stuff, like his iPhone and the things that I was saying in the video this morning, that none of his things have been found, none of them. And they may have been taken to other places. They may not be in Bristol now. So it's important that people notice, if you I mean, I don't think anyone's going to find the iPhone. I think that'll have been sold on or whatever, but maybe the case, of course, his credit cards and things with his name on, his driving license, his door keys, etc.
Try to have a version of a life, but in a sense, your life was paused on that day 6 months ago. What does your day look like now?
Well, we do an awful lot of correspondence. We've got almost a team around us now, which sounds extraordinary, but we've got some great support from a Facebook group that was put together. There's almost 60,000 people, and they send in messages, ideas, you know, they put thoughts in our head and we try and follow those through. We've also got a missing persons expert that's helping us. His name's Charlie Hedges, and the support there is just wonderful. And missing people have supported us as well. So we do feel an awful lot of support, but sometimes from just complete strangers. But nevertheless, it means so much.
Paul, from Missing People, you're a charity. You work sadly with other families as well. What can a family do? I mean, Catherine, talking about, you know, going through CCTV, everything, but, you know, how do you keep it together in these moments?
I mean, Catherine describes the situation so well, and they're doing everything that they can. And we would always just say for people to look out for themselves and each other, because it can be very tiring, very exhausting. Normal life is still there. There's still work, there's still bills, there's still other things. So anything you can do to kind of get support, keep your energy up. And of course, we would hope the police are getting the right, giving the right updates, and the family know what's going on. And that can be difficult.
What support do you get from the police at that point? What in a missing person case? How much support would you expect from the police? Families should expect regular updates. They should have someone that they can contact directly, and really just feel assured that things are being looked at. And obviously, as time goes on, that can be when people worry that maybe the foot's coming off the pedal a bit. So that's why it's really important to keep everyone looking for someone.
Well, there's water in the background here in this video. Honestly, I've started to go right off water. But yeah, I think Kathy, she's not very happy with the way the police are behaving in a lot of ways. But as I say, we don't know what's going on behind the surface. But in a moment, she starts talking about sort of reasons why she's a bit annoyed with the police.
And that's why it's remarkable what Catherine and her family are doing, and kind of keeping the search alive so we can find Jack.
And keeping the pressure on the authorities. I know that's something that you've been really trying to do.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. At times it feels quite obstructive. That, you know, we've got some information that at the moment we're desperately trying to get to the bottom of with Jack's phone and the data that was used that night. However,
his phone was never found, was it?
His phone's never been found. We've got timelines of use of it. We've got breakdowns of data. However, we can't progress any further because the police hold that information and they won't release it. What we've asked is if we can just have it to do ourselves. Not that we think that we're better than anyone else. It's just, you know, we had huge problems with CCTV right at the start. So for us, we want to have the reassurance that we've done everything, and you know, we'll pay to do these things. But as I say, the police are holding on to this at the moment, and we can't break through as to why that's the case.
I suppose there could be all sorts of rules and laws about.
Yeah, this is it. You know, there's legal things, there's the investigation. Maybe they know something that they can't share with Kathy, but it must be so frustrating. You know, you just know how you would feel if it was your son, your daughter, your loved one. You'd just be so annoyed with the police, wouldn't you? But, you know, that's just the way it is, isn't it? It's an ongoing investigation. Maybe one day we'll find out why they kept it all secret.
privacy and that safeguarding. I don't know. But
Yeah, well, and the same applies to, so Jack is carrying an air tag, which we thought would be brilliant, you know.
But just to explain, that's the little sort of tracker type things that you might put on your bag.
It's a location finder, and it was the first thing that came into my head that the day we were reporting him missing. However, it's drawn an absolute blank. We've had 3-4 different narratives from the police of why they think that's the case. And at the moment, it appears we've gone back to the fact that privacy laws within Apple won't allow us to have this information disclosed. Whether that is the case, we're not certain. We have conflicting stories. You would think in a missing persons case, you know, that would supersede anything and we could break through.
I would imagine it would supersede everything, but there's a reason why the police are not wanting to give out that information. See, maybe they do know something. Maybe they've got a suspect in mind. You know, they can't, if that suspect, let's just imagine for a moment, they have got a suspect in mind. They think something's happened to Jack, and they don't want that suspect getting the idea that they're close to arresting them or whatever. You know, they want that suspect to think they've got away with it. So they'll be surprised one day when the police turn up at the door and say, hi, you know, we know that you did whatever to Jack O'Sullivan. So, you know, I feel for this lady so much, I really do, but I also do see why the police have got to, you know, keep things to themselves.
Through that, but again, we battle to find out, really.
And that's the frustration at a time when you are trying to do everything. That's a stumbling block. You can't really do anything about that if the police say no.
We just really, really want to be able to draw lines under some of the information so then we can perhaps move a little further forward. But as we are, we're just stuck.
Well, look, thank you so much.
Stuck. That's how she describes it, stuck. And it must be the most awful feeling in the world.
Much for coming in and talking to us this morning. Hopefully somebody out there has got some tiny information, even if you would say they don't know whether it matters or not, just offer it up. Avon and Somerset Police, isn't it?
Yes, and also there is a website set up for Jack for information, which is very descriptive and it tells you everything about that night.
Yeah, we looked at that website in the video that I put out this morning. A very good website. So I'm not going to. So that's it. That's more or less the end of that interview with Kathy. So, you know, so we started off talking about Arielle and we've ended up, who's a missing person, of course, and then we've ended up talking a little bit about Jack. So just to finish off then, I want to go back to talking about Arielle. So let's have a little reminder then. So this is Arielle, who went missing, I think it was on the Wednesday the 28th of August. She left her home in North Fort Myers, Florida at around 6:30 to go for a run, and she's not been seen since. She was wearing a beige hoodie, gym shorts, black and white Converse sneakers, and we can see this is what she was wearing. And this, there's also some footage that we'll have a look at in a minute, which shows her jogging across the Edison Bridge from North Fort Myers into Fort Myers at around 6:50 p.m. on the 28th. And the Lee County Sheriff's Office has only released a few seconds of this crucial footage. Do you think that, you know, when they sort of drip feed, when the police drip feed CCTV like that, I always think there's a reason for that. Do they know a bit more, the police, about what happened? Did something happen to Arielle on that bridge? So she had no cell phone with her. She didn't have a wallet. She likes to run to disconnect as a form of therapy. And the family are not happy with law enforcement to say they're not being very helpful. But again, Who knows what the real reason is? Maybe they do know a bit more. So this is what they've released. Literally only up to there. That is how far they've released of this footage. Now, did she carry on up there? Did she go down there? Did someone call her over? That's literally all the police have released. I think that's odd, that, because they haven't even released, you know, she may not have even gone on that bridge. They've only gone so far with it, haven't they? Did she even go on the bridge? That's it. That's as far. And after that, we don't know. But I'm sure the police have got more footage than that. They'll have seen either a carry-on running up there, gone down there, if you can go down there, or I don't know what, go get called over by a car, or, you know, there's more to this, isn't there? I think. Why not just show the whole footage watching her go up onto the bridge? Yeah, I don't know, Sephi. I think they'll have more footage of her, but they're drip feeding it for a reason. You know, it's odd, that, isn't it? Just odd that they would stop it there. They must have seen her go further than that. Just that camera angle that they're at there. You know, you wouldn't have to. You know, it wouldn't have to be a different camera. That camera angle covers all the way up to here, all the way down there. Or if she went over there, that is, you know, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder why they stopped it there. Anyway, I expect time will tell. Time will definitely tell. Okay, so I'll let you know any updates, and of course on Jack O'Sullivan, any updates I'll let you know on that. Now, I'm just looking what some people are saying in the chat about jogging groups and things like that. The problem with jogging groups, though, groups are not everybody's cup of tea, are they? And sometimes you just think, oh, I just fancy going for a jog. You know, you don't want to go at certain times. You know, I suppose they mustn't they have certain times of go in the morning, go in the evening. You know, they're organised, aren't they? But what if you just like sat home and then you just think, oh, I'm just going to go for a jog? Personally, I wouldn't like anything like that, because you're constrained then. You know, maybe one day you can't make it. Maybe your jogging group's at 8 o'clock in the morning. That morning you can't make it at 8 because of work or whatever. So you can only go at 7, or maybe you can only go later at 9. So that's the problem with jogging groups. They don't, any group, not only jogging, walking, cycling. Oh my God, the cycling groups we have here in Spain. You know, there's about 100 people cycling down the road on a Sunday, all chatting to each other. But again, they're organised, aren't they? You have to go at that time and you have to keep up. You know, maybe you want to go quicker than they go, or maybe you want to go slower than they go. So groups aren't for everyone. Yeah, I understand, Rena. I really understand. But the only thing you can do is take your phone. Obviously, your husband knows when you go out. He knows when you're going to come back. Maybe he could. Oh no, because you've got the kids. If he didn't have the kids, he could. Maybe he could put the kids in the car and drive at the side of you. But I absolutely understand that. He would hate it when you go out on your own. But, sometimes that's the only time you can go, isn't it? That's the only thing. If you've got other things going on, like kids, work, whatever going on in your life, sometimes you just can't go at other times. You could always jog around your garden. I don't wear earbuds as well. This is a big, I hate it when I see people walking or jogging with earbuds for their safety, I mean, because I just think they couldn't hear somebody coming up behind them. And these things, they don't only happen in remote places. They happen in all sorts of places, don't they? But yeah, earbuds, I think you should not wear. I know people like to get lost in the music when they're running and that, but if you can't hear somebody coming up behind you, all you can do is take your precautions. You can't stop living, can you? You can't stop living. All you can do is take your precautions. God, I used to walk a lot more than I do now in very sort of isolated places, honestly, when I think about it now, but I never really thought about it until, I got into all these true crime videos. It puts you off. But sometimes I don't let it put me off. Sometimes I just think, I'm going anyway, and I'll take a walking stick with me, not for walking, for whacking someone over the head just in case, or other dogs, because you never know if there might be a problem with another dog or whatever. I've always, since I was ever had dogs, I've always taken a walking stick with me to walk, because I had a little poodle when I was in Reading, and it's just a tiny little toy poodle. So, obviously he was vulnerable to bigger dogs, even though he was, typical little dog. He was the yappy one. But of course, he wouldn't have stood a chance against big dogs. And I did have an experience once in the park, in Prospect Park in Reading. It was foggy. It was so foggy, you could not see a thing. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning, pitch black, foggy as anything. You couldn't see further than like a foot in front of you. And then suddenly, so my little dog was off the lead, and suddenly I heard this pounding, sound like a horse coming towards us, just the pounding of feet or paws on the ground, but I couldn't see anything because it was so foggy. And out of the fog, this greyhound just come out of the fog and made a beeline for my poodle, because greyhounds, they like to chase rabbits, don't they, and things. So luckily I just grabbed him up in time and held him above my head, my poodle, and he was safe. But I never forget, it was like something of Jurassic Park, because like when you can't see anything but you just hear thud, 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 like the dinosaur coming towards you. But this was a greyhound. But that's why I carry a walking stick when I take my dogs out for a walk. But also it would come in handy maybe for whacking a person over the head. But of course they could take it off me and whack it over my head, you never know. Okay. That's it, Moonbeam. When you get obsessed with true crime, then you're frightened of everything, because you see all the things that can happen. But they're rare. Right. So what we have to remember is the chancing, David. And 14 1-inch washers on a 4-loop of paracord. You've got to try and carry a weapon that's not really a weapon. But yeah, you've got to live. You've got to go out and do things. You can't be scared of everything. And sometimes I do that. I go out and I just put a shield around me, and I just think, well, I'm doing this. I enjoy this. I enjoy going out walking early in the morning when there's nobody around. I like it. I'm not going to stop doing things that I like just because of twonks. And it is rare. So this is what I was going to say. So it feels like it's not rare, because nowadays we get to hear about everything that happens all over the world. you know, years ago, we would have only known if it happened in our locality. We wouldn't have known, even, you know, in the other side and the next town to us, we wouldn't have known about things that happen. So, you know, nowadays, of course, we do. So it feels like it's happening all the time. But it's not. It's not happening probably any more or less than it used to. But now we just get to know about it, isn't it? There's always been weirdos, Heather. Always, haven't there? Panic alarms are a good thing, aren't they? Yeah, trackers, these kind of things, yeah. Okay, I'm going, but I'll probably be back tonight. We'll see how it goes, because as I say, I've got classes till really quite late tonight and may not feel like doing a live after that. But we'll see. But I'll definitely be back tomorrow, if not later tonight. So let's hope Arielle is found. Let's hope Jack is found. Let's just show the photos again. So this is Arielle. Now, there may be some news when America wakes up at 4-ish. There may be some news. Maybe she's been found. And Jack, let's hope there's some news soon about Jack. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. Bye. Don't forget to like, please, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That really helps my channel out, and it's free. Thank you. Bye.